I mean, if you really want to know if this is the right fit for you, there's only one way to find out, and that's getting your foot in the door. What's up, YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me in today's video where I'm going to answer the #1 question I get from a lot of my viewers, and that is, where do you start in your paralegal career? Do you start with getting that foot in the door? Do you start with the Paralegal Certification program? And if so, which one do you go with? So I'm gonna answer these questions and more in today's video. Stick around, and without further ado, let's get into it today. So when searching for that Paralegal Certification program, the first thing that you want to search for is to make sure that it is an ABA approved accredited program. That stands for American Bar Association. If you are applying for a law firm that is going to require a certificate, they are more than likely going to require an ABA accredited program certificate. So make sure that you're spending the money in the right place if you're going to go to college and get that paralegal certificate. If you're going to get that certificate, it really needs to be from an ABA accredited program. Now, that's not to say that if it's not ABA accredited that you're not going to get that job. I'm just saying that if it is, then it's probably going to be easier for you to get that interview as well as that job. So putting the ABA requirements aside, what next? You need to decide on the actual program you want to enroll in. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about those online programs, the Robert Morris's or the Kaplan universities. They're fine. If they're ABA approved programs, if they're ABA accredited, they're fine. Quite frankly, I don't know because I haven't gone to either one of those colleges. However, I'm really going to recommend that you go to your local colleges for that paralegal certification program. Now, hopefully there is a college in your area that offers one of these programs, but I highly recommend them. Now, I understand that we're in a pandemic and that is probably much easier said than done to get into these local colleges, but here are the reasons why I recommend local colleges for your certificate programs. Your online programs like Robert Morris and Kaplan University, they are very generalized programs and they're not very specific to your area. Whereas if you go to a local college, they can be much more specific about your area, about the jurisdictions that you're going to be facing, and it not be so generalized. The next reason why I recommend local colleges is because networking is key in this industry. And if you're going to a local college, then you're aware of your local competition. And it is much easier to network within this industry when you're going to a local college, when you're actually attending a local college. You're networking with professors that are part of this legal industry, that have probably been part of this legal industry for years and for whatever reason have decided to teach. I know a lot of lawyers who have left law and have decided to teach. I know some lawyers who passed the bar, practiced law for about a year, and then went into teaching because that was where they belonged in this crazy legal industry. So having said that, with networking being key, the next reason why I recommend local colleges is because of their career centers. These career centers in the local colleges are amazing for aspiring paralegals. They can really serve as a liaison between you and another company, maybe a law firm. And I know tons of law firms, especially small law firms, who when they are ready to hire, they are first looking at local colleges and picking people from local colleges to onboard to their law firm. So I know a lot of law firms who look to local colleges and reach out to those career centers for new hires, whether that be for a receptionist, a file clerk, a legal assistant, a paralegal. Anybody looking to get their foot in the door is going to have a much easier time working with the career center in your local colleges versus working with somebody like Robert Morris, or Kaplan University. Again, not saying anything bad about those routes of education, but you're looking at a much, much larger for-profit university that is teaching you versus a local college that is probably not for profit who is teaching you and has access to the local attorneys who are going to be hiring you. So attorneys who are looking to hire will probably look at their local colleges even more so today because it is costing more and more money to post ads on places like Indeed and Career Builder and Monster and Facebook, and to hire headhunters to look for that amazing talent that I'm sure that you have to give to this legal industry. But for those reasons, I highly recommend that you search for an ABA accredited program and that you look to your local colleges for that program. Again, not saying anything bad about those big for-profit online universities. If that's your route that you want to go, then more power to you. So while I absolutely recommend that you choose an ABA accredited program and that you choose it from a local college, I'm also going to recommend to you that you broaden those horizons and look beyond the certification to gain the skills that you need to be a massive part of this industry and to make your impact in this crazy legal industry. You really need to broaden into looking at Adobe. Adobe Acrobat Pro will change your life. As a paralegal, it is an essential skill for you to have, especially in today's age and technologies. You really also need to be a Microsoft Word expert. Formatting is a technical skill that you will need regardless of the law firm that you go to. Beyond things like Adobe Pro and Microsoft Word, knowing things like Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Excel are also amazing things to know. In addition to the software skills that are highly necessary for you to know in this legal industry, it is also extremely important that you know how to type. Yes, you may know how to format, and yes, you may know how to Bates label an Adobe PDF document. However, if you can't type anything, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to get your foot in the door anyway. You need to at least be typing 65 words per minute. If you are not typing 65 words per minute, I want you to go to typingtest.com and I want you to practice. Even if it's for 20, 30 minutes a day, practice makes permanent, guys. It doesn't just make perfect, practice makes permanent. So I want you to really increase those typing skills and broaden those horizons into software in addition to choosing that ABA accredited program from a local college. Another reason why I recommend local colleges is because of the internship. At some point during your education, you will be required to have an internship. Now, I don't know if that's going to change because of the pandemic, but as of right now, that is currently part of every curriculum for an ABA accredited paralegal certification program. You will be required to do an internship. Having said that, local colleges are going to be immensely helpful to you in helping place you into a law firm for you to do that internship. Robert Morris, Kaplan universities, these big universities out there, they're not really networking with those local attorneys, but your local colleges are. And so they are extremely helpful when it comes to those placements. So those are my recommendations when it comes to starting that paralegal career of yours. But don't just wait for that paralegal career to start after your education is over. Try and get that foot in the door at any point in time during your education. I mean, if you really want to know if this is the right fit for you, there's only one way to find out, and that's getting your foot in the door. But the reason why I made this video today is to answer that number one question. These are my recommendations: an ABA accredited program and a local college. So if you'd like some more information about getting your foot in the door in this legal industry, then you can check out this video right here where I talk about preparing that resume, and this video right here where I talk about interviewing when it comes to the legal industry. And if you haven't already, check out this video right here where I talk about my journey in becoming a paralegal. Yep, I went from PetSmart to paralegal. It took me 2 decades to get to this point in my career, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Thank you for joining me today in this video, and thank you for taking any recommendations that I have for you as part of this channel. That's all they are. They are only recommendations and suggestions. I am not a counselor. I am not an attorney. I am not a CPA. I am not a professor. I'm just somebody here on YouTube who is giving you my suggestions and recommendations and opinions, so take them for what they're worth. Good luck to you and all that you do, because this crazy legal industry needs an amazing paralegal just like you. Thank you for watching today. Have an amazing day ahead of you, an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys back here on the next one. Mwah. Bye, guys.